Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, there's a saga going on in boxing right now between Canelo Alvarez and DAZN, or as we call it in our house, DAZN. Basically, Canelo wants to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko, whatever you want to call him, okay? He wants to fight the Ukrainian middleweight who lost to Danny Jacobs by split decision. That's his only loss. He beat Jack Colkay recently, and that's his last fight. Good fighter, one of the top 10-ish middleweights in the world. Canelo wants to fight him. DAZN approved it. Here's my problem with it, Rachel. I don't want to know about all this back office negotiation garbage between a fighter and a TV network, or do we call them a TV network? I don't even know how to say now. I feel like life's passed us by, Rachel. Is it a TV network? It's not really a TV network.
It's not a TV network, no.
An over-the-top streaming service. I just want to know who's going to fight next. I feel like our reporting in boxing has firstly...
Well, what's the saga? Like, I don't understand.
Well, the saga was... Okay, so the whole thing is that basically Canelo... DAZN thought that they could make Canelo fight either Gennady Golovkin next or Sergey Kovalev.
Right.
Well, so it turns out that they don't really have that power over. Right? Which makes sense. Canelo's the I would call him the A star in boxing right now, if only because he's so young and up there. Obviously, like Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao are bigger stars than Canelo Alvarez, I think. But if you're a network, an over-the-top streaming service, who gave him $1 bazillion, I read he gets $35 million a fight. Then you want him to fight the best competition, with the caveat that you want him to fight the best competition with the biggest names, really, because that's the thing. They want the big promotion if you're DAZN. You want people to sign up for DAZN to watch Canelo fight Golovkin a third time. I guess they think that it's a big deal, and it's a big deal. It's not a small deal. I just don't think it's as big a deal as they think.
Right.
Sergey Derevyanchenko, whose name I'm probably butchering. I even listened to it. It's just too long. There's too many syllables. I'm sorry. He's from the Ukraine, and he's a really good fighter. He's a really good middleweight. Against Danny Jacobs, he almost won that fight, right? I mean, it was a close fight, and people thought maybe he wasn't ready. He's a little older because he was an amateur for such a long time, so he does have to move quickly. But still, he's a good fighter. For me, I feel like Canelo is the ticket. It's Canelo versus whoever. And if you're DAZN, you know. But here we are. We're talking about something I don't care about. You see what happens? You see what happens? This is what I'm talking about.
Well, I guess I just don't understand what could have possibly have been reported, like, from DAZN's side.
Well, it's not from DAZN. It's from boxing writers.
Oh, so, like, other people are reporting DAZN signed off on this fight, but they didn't really want to.
Right, and now they're reporting that Canelo negotiated he was not going to get paid the full $35 million for whatever. Like, it's all.
Well, I mean, I guess when you. Sorry.
I mean.
I guess when you need stuff to report on in boxing, you just find stuff to report. You know what I mean? It's like it reminds me of I used to be a teacher, and sometimes people would get hired that didn't have their own classrooms. And it would be like in math or ESL or reading or what have you. But they didn't have their own classroom of kids. So to fill up their time, to make their job feel more worthwhile, what they would do was schedule a lot of meetings with teachers.
Okay.
And we'd be like, we don't want these meetings. Why do we, like, it would be pointless meetings just because this person needed to fill their time. And sometimes I feel like maybe when your job is to report and there's a slow week, well, you know, somebody found like the tiniest little like semblance of a story here, and so like we're all going to report on it. Now I can't really I'm not in that position.
I'm not here to knock people.
If you do that, like I don't know, maybe you have to. Like maybe like you have a boss or you have like whatever where you're like, well, I had to come up with something this week, and this is the best thing that was out there.
I guess ultimately what I'm saying is like I'm not saying they shouldn't do it or that it's not part of their job. What I am saying is I don't care about it as a reader. I don't care about these things. I care about the fights that happen. I'm just one reader, so I'm talking specifically about me. And then also, for Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel, I want to talk about the fights, right? But there's not a whole lot of interesting and noteworthy fights coming up, especially this weekend. And we typically try not to do, like, Like, we could talk about Chris Arreola and Adam Kaunacki this Saturday, but that's over on Saturday. So, I mean, I don't. Also, who cares about that fight? I mean,
Also, aren't we talking about the very thing that you like don't want to talk about because we have nothing else to talk about?
Yes, and I feel like this is 2 shows in a row where we didn't really have anything to talk about, and so I'm just disappointed in this whole thing.
I just want to say that I have topics backburnered, like in the back pocket to talk about. But yesterday we got into a fight about one of them, so then you vetoed it, and then another one you're like, we'll just wait till later.
Well, why
So let's talk about this. How come when Rachel brings up a topic for a show, it gets vetoed? Or quietly, like, dismissed? As if we'll do it later.
Well, it's because the topics that you want to talk about are complicated things. And as our discussion went yesterday when we got in a fight, you're not really willing to listen to more than only your opinionated viewpoint. And so I don't feel like it's going to lend to a good discussion.
I feel like it doesn't have to lend to a good discussion. I feel like, I don't know, whenever I see people having like real life discussions, which means that they're not perfect and they're messy, that I kind of enjoy that. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying as your husband, I don't want to like put you in front of a camera.
We all know that you could on camera verbally like overwhelm me and bully me.
I'm saying I don't want that. How often have I done that on our show?
On our show? Not often.
Right. And so when I'm not talking.
In a lifetime?
How many other times in the last couple of years? Not a lot.
I'm just saying.
You're portraying something that doesn't happen
could do that.
hardly
That's
anymore.
what I said. We all know that you could do that.
And what I'm saying is that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about you
coming
coming
off. A fool of myself?
Well, people not getting the wrong idea, like about.
I don't know. I feel like
when people already
lots
make up
of people
stories.
like know Rachel and know that I am like have strong beliefs, tend to be passionate about things, tend to have a strong sense of right and wrong, tend to be all or nothing. Those are things that just come with a Rachel. So like, you know, I also feel like that's why maybe some people like the things you love about me are also like partly to do with those things, you know? So
So anyway, that's why I vetoed the 2 ideas. Well, and then.
Well, you don't even know what the other idea is.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
You have the one about fighters who maybe don't win titles or but how their careers are still important.
Why would you veto that for the same reason?
No, so
okay.
I'll tell you why I vetoed that. I vetoed that because before we do that show, I'm gonna have to think really hard about who I talk about and how I talk about them, because I don't want to give an impression to somebody because we could talk about a fighter. Oh, well, this fighter, you know, he never did this or that, but he had a really great career, and I didn't want to like just spout out names.
I wouldn't say a specific fighter.
And then also, because like what I'm saying is, okay. So that kind of stuff. I don't want to say things that would unintentionally like cause people strife or whatever.
Right.
And I've done that before. We've done that together, I think, before. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, this was a show about nothing.
Yeah, we finally did it. This show is about nothing, you know. We had a topic kind of, but we didn't want to talk about it, and this is what happens. Do you see what happens, boxing? Do you see? Change your ways, boxing, you know, or something. I don't know. Do whatever you want, boxing. I don't really care. I'm all into sports.
You should do the Kylo thing, but about boxing. Like boxing, like about being nothing, but not to us. I do it, but I can't really. I'm not good at doing stuff like this.
I'm not gonna do it. That is fun.
I'll be like, I can't.
He negs her when he's like, you come from filthy drunk traders. You're nobody. You're nothing. And he's like, but not to me.
But see, like now you look at the camera and you're like, boxing. You come from nothing. Filthy.
You're nothing.
Drunk traders. You're nothing, but not to us.
Join us.
Then boxing leaves us.
So yeah, well, hey, guess what? Kelsey and Rachel are used to that.
Okay, that's...
Yeah! Haters. What's up, haters? Let's talk about haters, Rachel. Isn't that your favorite thing?
No, that's the topic you vetoed. Don't bring it up. You vetoed it.
Sometimes, though, like, I just got to prove my hater wrong. This is my hater.
Okay.
All
right.
What a.
Is that our show?
Am I gonna edit this and stuff? And that was the last show they ever did. Because they ran out of stuff to talk about. It's not even that we're running out of stuff to talk about. It's that nothing is really going on. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, like, you want to talk about Dillian Whyte's? Like, it's all stuff, and people make such big deals out of it.
maybe we need to start doing, like, story, like, pieces. Like, find, like, a boxer and then talk about, like, his life, you know? Like, we'll do our own, like, real talk version of 24/7. No?
I just feel like that's already been done. There's nothing else to do.
Okay. I feel like
life is meaningless. This is all very meaningless.
I think we need to end this.